In this video presentation, I will be comparing and contrasting two poems, which were written by world-renowned poets Yvonne Boland and Maya Angelou. The first poem is called It's a Woman's World, and it's by Boland. It reads, "Our way of life has hardly changed since a wheel first whetted a knife. Maybe flame burns more greedily, and the wheels are steadier, but we're the same. We milestone our lives with oversights, living by the lights of the loaf left by the cash register, the washing powder paid for and wrapped, the wash left wet. Like most historic peoples, we are defined by what we forget and what we will never be. Stargazers, fire eaters, it's our alibi for all time. As far as history goes, we were never on the scene of the crime. When the king's head gored its basket, grim harvest, we were gristing bread or getting the recipe for a good soup. It's still the same. Our windows moth our children to the flame of hearth, not history. And still no page scores the low music of our outrage. Appearances still reassure. That woman there, crane to the starry mystery, is merely getting a breath of evening air. While this one here, her mouth a burning plume, she's no fire eater, just my frosty neighbor coming home." The second poem by Angelou is called Phenomenal Woman. It reads, "Pretty women wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model's size, but when I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say, it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me. I walk into a room just as cool as you please, and to a man the fellows stand or fall down on their knees. Then they swarm around me, a hive of honeybees. I say, it's the fire in my eyes and the flash of my teeth, the swing of my waist and the joy in my feet. I'm a woman phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me. Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say it's in the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the ride of my breast, the grace of my style. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me. Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about, or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, it ought to make you proud. I say, it's in the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, the palm of my hand, the need for my care. 'Cause I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me." Some background on Boland is that she was born and raised in Ireland, and as a female poet struggled often with gender stereotypes in her country. In a recent interview, Boland said, quote, "I began to write in Ireland where the word woman and the word poet seemed to be in some sort of magnetic opposition to each other. Ireland was a country with a compelling past, and the word woman invoked all kinds of images of communality which were thought to be contrary to the life of anarchic individualism invoked by the word poet." Much like Boland, Angelou was claimed for her impactful writing on the strength of women as well as many other autobiographies and poems. But Angelou comes from a different background, working actively in the civil rights movement alongside Dr. King as well as Malcolm X, and making positive strides for women in both the literary and social aspects of America. Now onto the poems themselves, starting with It's a Woman's World. Boland immediately uses irony in the title to convey the fact that history shows that it is not actually a woman's world. The poem generally has a very sad and melancholy tone and gives little hope to its women readers. In her poem, Boland brings us through history while simultaneously showing the minimal role women have played in it, and how they will continue to play the same roles. She uses beautiful imagery to describe the potential women have, using words like stargazers and fire eaters, but goes on to say that this potential will simply never be met. In conclusion, Boland seems to think that women will forever be oppressed and never get the chance to be extraordinary. In Boland's eyes, women will always have could've, should've, and would've moments, that they will always be in a man's shadow and will never be a part of important events, like when she describes how women are never on the scene of a crime. Bringing it to modern times, I think Boland is saying that one woman who wants her dream job will never get it because she has to stay at home and take care of her kids. That one woman who wants her book published will never get the chance because men read it differently. And that one girl who wants to go to school can't because she simply isn't allowed. Angelou's poem brings on a much different tone and message than Boland's. We can reasonably conclude that the speaker in this poem is Angelou, and for convenience, I'll refer to the speaker as her. In the poem, Angelou acknowledges that she isn't your stereotypical beautiful woman that's super skinny or has blonde hair, but that she has other aspects of her that make her unique and phenomenal, as she states many times in the poem. Her beauty does not come from her physical aspects, but by her confidence, her demeanor, and how she presents herself. She can walk into a room completely cool, but still easily attract all the men around her. These men can't understand why they are so attracted to her, but are completely blind to the fact that her grace and femininity are what make her so phenomenal. Both Boland and Angelo use wonderful imagery in their poems and would probably agree to the fact that the stargazers and fire eaters of the world are indeed phenomenal women, but the poems have their differences. Besides having a more energetic poem, I think Angelo would argue that women play a more important and influential role in society than we think. In It's a Woman's World, the speaker makes it clear that men are superior to women, but in Phenomenal Woman, we can see that in the second stanza that it is the men who are surrounding the speaker and even on their knees in envy of such inner beauty she possesses. Furthermore, in Boland's poem, the speaker suggests that women in modern times are a lot more passive and may have great ideas and thoughts to share, but keep to themselves and don't cause a ruckus, because it is not within their gender role to do so. In Angelo's poem, however, the speaker describes herself as keeping her head held high, walking around with the utmost confidence, and causing other women to be proud of themselves and their gender. Both poems shed a different light on the role of women in society, and both deserve just as much praise and literary appreciation as the other. Angelo and Boland have truly been pioneers for women writers all around the world.